So this will be a 15 lap feature here to decide our mini stock champion. Looks like we're just about ready to go. Going to give him one more time around the speedway before we get started here tonight. Dale Sherman with the white flag. The 747 of Ryan Beaulieu and the 26 of Matt Newell on the front row. For any of you race fans as well that have signed up for Race Monitor, make sure you click that app open. You can follow along tonight. We've got that sorted out, ready to go here. Looks like we've got some cars not quite in order. 77 truck should be back behind the J2, so we'll just have to get those guys rearranged just a little bit. Row number 3, we should see the 77 and the 54. So we were just about ready to go. Green flags in hand, we are ready to go. 15 laps the distance to decide our mini stock champion for the 2021 season. Matt Newell, the 26, your current points leader on the front row, looking to get it done one more time, bringing that machine back to victory lane. Green, 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 we are underway. Still a little slick down there, 1 and 2, as some of these drivers gathering each other up just a little bit. Just about to say everybody headed in the right direction as the 77 truck comes around on the backstretch, so might need just another lap or two to get things settled in just a little bit. So we will get these drivers lined back up one more time. We'll get a complete restart here. Last week it was Mother Nature winning the program as well, as we got our first feature in the books, our mini stock or mini mod championship race. We got that in last week, and then we had some rain which canceled the rest of our program. We would have run our mini stock feature last week. Unfortunately, Mother Nature won that one, so we are ready to go here tonight for the 15 lap mini stock championship race. Up, ready to go one more time, green flag in hand. We are ready to cut them loose for our mini stock championship feature. Drivers once again as they head down into 1 and 2, tiptoeing through there as things are a little slick, but everybody out clean this time. So lap number 1 of the books, we see the 747 of Ryan Beaulieu. He starts to pull away down the backstretch just a little bit, but we've got a lot of feature action to go here on a slippery track, which is going to have to cause these guys to tiptoe just a little bit for the first few laps here before we get things sorted out. So Beaulieu in the 747 after a great start starts to pull away just a little bit from the J2 of James Kelly after some contact with the wall there. 26 of Matt Newell sits in second as our leader already starts to gain some ground on Houston in the 92H. Like we've got the 28 car. He has slowed down the backstretch. High out of the way. Hopefully he will make his way to the pits, keep things rolling under green. All kinds of action a little bit further back on the racetrack. Laps in, 10 laps to go, 9 laps now as the leader comes across the stripe, almost a full corner ahead of the 26 machine. So he continues to pull away just a little bit. All kinds of action there coming out of turn 4, 3 wide down across the stripe with French in the 54 car. 71 of Leroy Buscombe, I believe it is. Looking good in that purple machine, number 71. Caution out as we got a car around down in turn number 4. That's the 92 of Houston. He has come around down on right in the middle of the corner there in turn number 4. Definitely not what our leader Beaulieu was looking for at this point after starting to get a decent lead going on in the 747. That's going to bunch these cars up behind him. 8 laps left to go here in our mini stock feature event. Down the backstretch they go. Things starting to pick up just a little bit here as the track conditions come in a little bit better for these drivers. Brian Beaulieu in the 747 still leading around, followed by Matt Newell, and then Leroy in the 71 machine sitting in that 3rd position now. Battling hard for that 2nd spot. Looks to the inside there of Matt Newell. Down the backstretch they go. Now Newell to the back bumper of our leader. Good 3-car battle shaping up front here, and Dylan Bonner in the N64 looking to get his nose up in the mix as well with 5 laps left to go here. Caution will come out, caution on the racetrack. We've got some debris. Some debris on the racetrack over there on the exit of turn number 2. I believe that's actually the door off of the 20 machine. So Aiden Maynard getting some fresh air there on the side of the 20M machine. Sheet panel laying on the racetrack, getting that picked up, cleaned up, ready to go. Things starting to get exciting up front though. Good 3-car battle here in the closing laps of this championship feature race. right after our mini stock feature. We will have our first look at our Thunder stocks for their action here tonight. So single file this time by Bulio, Newell, and Buscombe. 1, 2, 3 as we get ready to go back to green here. 5 laps left to go in our mini stock feature event. In the 747, another good restart there. Gets out just a little bit ahead of these guys. Bonner in the N64. He now noses up inside looking for that third position. Julio slides up just a little bit. He's got 3 cars hot on his heels here. We get down inside with 4 laps left to go. Boscombe in the 71 machine down to the inside of Newell. Down the backstretch they go. Newell with a good run. Good head of steam as they go down into 3 and 4. He takes that spot, but Leroy right back to the bottom. This one's definitely going to come right down to the wire here for this second place position. Again, the 71 looks to the inside, but just can't get it done. Newell is quick off of the corner there in number 2. We are down. We have got 2 laps left to go to decide our mini stock champion. Newell and Boscombe. Down through 3 and 4. They come to the white flag one more time around the racetrack. 747 still your leader. Good line there for Ryan in the 747. This time Newell hot on his heels. Little tap of the rear bumper down through the bottom of 3 and 4 they come. Checkers out, and it is going to be the 747 picking up the win here, followed by Matt Newell in the 26 and the 71 machine. Well, we are down here trackside. We are just going to wait for the top 3 to climb out of the race cars. Leroy in the 71 machine comes home in 3rd. We will talk to him first, though. Leroy Buscombe in the 71 is climbing out.
Yeah, I don't care. That's all racing, man. I knew you were there.
Congratulations, sir. Heck of a run. First of all, good-looking machine. Glad you made the trip down here tonight. 3rd place run. Not a bad go for you.
Yeah, I've been dying to try out this motor. That's why I'm here. And well, I was here at the beginning of the year and I blew up a motor. But yeah, that's an awesome track.
I had a lot of fun tonight. You guys down the closing laps there. You started to get in the mix here just a little bit. Did you think you have enough, or were you just happy to get in here in 3rd?
Just happy in 3rd. I'm just happy to be on the track, to be honest.
Anybody else you want to say hi or thanks to here tonight?
My wife. Without her, this wouldn't be possible.
I've heard that a few times. Congratulations tonight. We'll jump in here with our second place. I haven't said that too much, Matt. Usually this 26 machine is at the front of the field. Tonight you're the second place finisher, but still a decent run.
Oh yeah, it was a great run. I'll take the second one. I'm spoiled getting the first, right? So.
No, this car has been fast all season long. I know probably 7 or 8 feature wins so far, so that's been good. Anybody you want to say hi or thanks to? I know you're not very local as far as things go, making the trip for us every week.
I'll give a shout out to Gale's Auto Aftermarket. They help us out all the time. They're pretty much our main sponsor. WeatherTech Canada, my website, mtnracing.ca. I post some videos if you want to check them out.
So check them out, MTN Racing. Check them out there, Matt Newell. Congratulations, and I believe you might be the points champion after this championship race. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Congratulations. I'm going to jump in here. I've used the term amped up a couple times this season when it comes to the 747. You guys seem pretty damn excited over here.
Well, it's my first feature race. I raced before in the past, and it's the first feature race that we got. And to beat a guy like Matt Newell is an honor. That guy's a clean machine, fast all season, and that was our goal. I'm glad it was a little sloppy track, but we made it work. Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Now, obviously not a huge crowd. You guys have had a crazy season. The thing on fire over here a few weeks ago, putting it back together. This hasn't been easy, but got to feel good.
Yeah, we've had quite some problems this year. A lot of motor outage, trainings outage, fire. But I gotta thank the guys over here. I'd like to thank Larry Rollo over there, my car owner. Woo!
Thank you.
Well, there he is. Let him celebrate here. Ryan Beaulieu, the champion tonight. So big congratulations there to the 747 machine picking up his first feature win on championship night. That's always a good one to get a hold of. And we're going to roll right along here with our Thunder Stock action here tonight. This is heat race number 1. Give these drivers one more time around before we cut them loose. Paige Lanoux and Scott Suk on the front row here for this heat race. Jake Hooker behind the wheel of the 1A machine, filling in for Brad Authier tonight. Ryan Berry in the 75, row number 2. Laura Authier, Spencer Smolders there in row number 3. Kyle Wirt, Alan Rio, Brian Brady, Andrew Mayu, Kelvin Fox, and the 02H of Bob Hill ready to go here for heat race number 1. In our West Side Performance Thunderstocks. Well, lap number 1 in the books, and is Paige Lanoux in the 92 machine. They're kicking things off at the front of the field here. Andrew Mayo in the 98. He makes his way to the infield, so some issues early on for Andrew in the 98 as we've got some action shaping up already here on the front row as Jake Hooker in the 1.8 machine looks and works on by the 92 of Paige Lanoux. Barry in the 75, he works his way up. Kyle Wirt in the 19 machine, he works his way down in there to that 3rd position, looking at the inside of Paige Lanoux with Spencer Smolders in tow. Well, that time by Kyle Wirt and Smolders. Take the inside line, getting that position away from the 92 of Paige Lanoux. As we are going to get a caution out on the racetrack, we've got some debris over there in turn number 4. That is the front end. The whole front end off of the 93 machine. Calvin Fox with a little bit of contact there with the sliding Scott Suk. Had nowhere to go, got tied up with him, and that tore the front bumper right off that machine. laps the distance here for our Thunderstock heat races. Once again, a big shout out to Westside Performance, sponsoring our Thunderstock division this season. Jake Hooker, Kyle Wirt, and Spencer Smolders. Barry in the 75, he slid back to that 5th position after starting on the 2nd row. One more time around before we get back to green. Side as he dives down here to get this thing back to green. Kyle Wirt with a big jump there, but he drops back to that 2nd position. Left to go here as Hooker, Wirt, and Smolders start to pull away just a little bit from Lanout in that 4th position. We've got a car into the wall over here in turn number 2. That is the 16 machine of Scott Sue. So definitely some front end issues there on that 16 machine. Jake Hooker, Kyle Wirt, and Spencer Smolders ready to come back to green in our Thunderstock heat race. Wirt all over the back of that 1A machine as they came down across the stripe. A little bump there from Smolders. He looks to the inside of Wirt as they make their way down the back stretch into 3 and 4. This time we'll have 2 more laps to go here in our first heat race. To go here. Wirt's got one more time around before this thing finishes. Does he have enough to get by the 1A machine? Through 1 and 2 one more time. Hooker's still your leader in the 1A. Somebody with lots of popping and banging. I believe that might be the 30 machine as she's slowed down just a little bit. We're coming to checkers here. It will be Jake Hooker in the 1A, followed by Kyle Wirt in the 19 machine. Spencer Smolders in the 21 comes home in 3rd in heat race number 1 for our Westside Performance Thunderstocks. Big feature coming up just a little bit from now for our Thunderstocks as well. As heat race number 2 rolls out onto the Speedway. So heat race number 2, we see Mitchell Brusso in the 47B and Steve Shaw in the 96 on the front row. We've got green flag in hand. We are going to let them loose here. Oh, maybe not. Give these other cars a chance to catch up here to the tail. So we'll run down the lineup here real quick before we start. Tail G72 of Marcel Godet, the 43 of Gerald Martin, 31 is Matt Wilson, 53 of Logan Sweattick, 5G of Gord Grant, 39 of Kevin DeMore, 49 of Dave Bailey, the 11 of Cool Fast People, 93K of Mike Klazinga, the 8X, that is Adam Trodejo, and on the front row, Steve Shaw in the 96, and Mitchell Russo in the 47B, all ready to go here for heat race number 2. Bailey in the 49 machine. He has been down here and made it to victory lane before. He's coming off of row number 3. Plazinga in the 93K. He has got it done here before as well. As we've got a car into the wall here on the front stretch. Going to bring out the red just as a precaution here. Give safety crews a chance to get things sorted out. Some pretty decent front end damage there. Looks repairable, I believe. Get the tire change, see what else is broken underneath. We might be able to see that 8X back out here for his feature tonight. Now the big question, the 31 here on paper says Matt Wilson. But that 31 looks familiar. I did hear this week that Marshall Reggers in the 31 had got rid of the mini mod and was getting into a different machine. So not sure if that's who is driving the 31 caught rod out there. One more time around before we get back to green flag action here. Down the back stretch, Bailey and Plazinga battle for that second spot. Bailey to the inside of Plazinga, trying to get it done. Working his way to race leader Steve Shaw in the 96. Bailey to that second spot. Now we'll start to track down our leader halfway, this time by. Not much doing up front, some action a little further back in the pack though. We've got 3 or 4 cars battling hard there. Russo, Teeple, Grant, DeMore, 53 machine all battling here for the 4th, 5th position. Still got a long way to go till they get to the front of the pack, but out front Bailey starts to track down Shaw just a little bit as they head down the back stretch. Two laps this time, 2 laps to go here for our leaders as they head past the 69 machine. He has slowed down the back stretch. Like a little bit of fire under that machine, so we'll have to bring out a little bit of a fireball under the back of the 69 machine. unfortunately not on my driver's list here. Not sure who that is, but some issues. He was slow through 1 and 2. A little bit of fire there. They got things put out, sorted out quickly there. Safety officials quick on the scene. We will get back underway with race leader Steve Shaw, followed by Bailey and Plazingo. 2 laps to go here for our second heat race in our West Side Performance Thunderstocks. Bailey with a nose to the inside of Shaw out of 2. Shaw pulls away just a little bit, back into 3 and 4 they go. One more time around. Not sure what happened to Go Fast there, but he has made his way to the infield. Might have got a bit of a rear bumper on the back of him, but we have first and second making their way through 3 and 4. Steve Shaw comes out, checker flag in the air. It will be Steve Shaw in the 96, followed by Dave Bailey and Mike Plazinga. Mitchell Brusso comes home in that 4th position in the 47B. And DeMoore in the 39, rounding out the top 5. So that is going to do it for our Thunderstock heat race action. They will be coming up in just a little bit for their feature event. That will be a 30-lap feature event for our Thunderstocks coming up in just a little bit here tonight. Up next, though, we've got our Great Lakes Gymnastics mini mods ready to go. Green flag in hand, we are just about ready to go here for our first of 2 mini stock heat races. Jason Turkington in the 25 and Dylan Bonner in the N64 out on the front row here for this first heat race. Green flag in hand, 8 laps the distance. Bonner in the N64 pulls away as your race leader. Good battle shaping up there. The 31 machine heads by the 62 of Harley Hornick. I did see the 62 machine actually come in on a trailer behind our King of the Hill winner from just a week ago. So not sure if that is Harley behind the wheel or the gentleman that actually won our King of the Hill. We'll have to do some homework, see if we can find out who's the pilot of that 62 machine running in that 3rd position. Cars start to spread out just a little bit here. Bonner's still your leader, followed by the 31 machine. Evan Bonner in the 16 runs 4th. Ballison in the 21 looks to gain some ground on him. Caution will come out. Caution on the Speedway. I believe we've got some debris over in 1 and 2. So that will bunch these guys up behind the N64 of Dylan Bonner. We're just about halfway here for our first Great Lakes Gymnastics mini mod heat race. Back in the air. Ballison quick to the inside of Evan Bonner for that 3rd position. A little bit of contact down in 1 and 2, but they continue on as the 31 looks to the inside of Bonner. laps left to go here for race leader Dylan Bonner. One more time around, Reggers in the 31 still tries to get by and make something happen on the bumper of the N64, but not much doing so far. Bonner with a little bobble there through 1 and 2, but down the back stretch they go into 3 and 4. Reggers to the inside, but it will be Dylan Bonner in the N64 picking up the win, followed by Reggers in the 31, and then Evan Bonner in the 16 machine comes home in 3rd, Ballison 4th, and Turkington 5th. So that will do it for heat race number 1. As heat race number 2 makes their way out of the chute onto the racetrack, getting ready to go here. So on the front row, we have the 77 machine tonight, normally the 18P tonight. Mark putting the 77 on that machine in honor of Brett Reome there on the front row. Jessica Van Hall outside of him in the 06. J.D. Hack and Gerald Underwood in the second row. Austin Pickering. Larry Hart tonight behind the wheel of the 7 machine, and we are green, ready to go here for heat race number 2. So lap number 1 will go to Magnum Mark Fallon, and they have some contact over there in 1 and 2. J.D. Hack in the 14 gets into the back end there of the 77 machine. That gets him around. So what appears to be the 91 actually kind of looks like the 31. Try and get a better look at that machine as he comes by the front stretch one more time. I believe somebody's leaking something, just trying to figure out which driver or car that might be coming from. So better look there, and that is the 31A. So usually the 91, tonight the 31 machine. It says Austin Pickering here on my sheet, but could be anybody behind the wheel of the 31. Gerald Underwood in the 56 and O'Leary in the 28. Fallon in the 77 machine. He will get his spot back up at the point. So we'll give these drivers one more time around before we cut them loose. We are just about up to intermission, so make sure you grab those 50-50 tickets. We'll be making that draw coming up very shortly here. Grab those 50-50 tickets tonight, sporting Chatham-Kent Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Never a bad thing to take home a little extra cash and support a great organization at the same time. Big Brothers, Big Sisters helping out a lot of youngsters in the Chatham-Kent area, the littles and the bigs. Glad to have him with us here tonight. Just about ready to go back to green. Fallon, Pickering, and Underwood, 1, 2, 3, ready to go here for heat race number 2. Well, 91 or 31, not sure which, but making quick work there of Fallon as he jumps out to the lead with Underwood in tow. Hart in the 7 machine follows suit. He'll grab that 3rd position away. Hart now looks to the inside of Underwood. He'll take that 2nd position away. Good run from Larry Hart in the 7 machine. Now sits in 2nd behind the 3091 machine, whichever one we want to call it. Getting down inside of 5 laps to go. Seven to the inside of the 31, but he slides up a little too hard in through 3 and 4. Bit of a slide job move there from the 31. He'll take that point away. 7 to the inside again, looking down the backstretch. 31 with a good run this time. Hart behind him, Underwood about 8 cars back in that 3rd position with O'Leary gaining on him. O'Leary with a good run, start and tail. He's now moved up into that 3rd position in the 28 machine. He takes that spot away from Underwood and now starts to track down the 7 of Hart. 2 laps left to go for the 31 machine. One more time around for your race leader, Pickering. Larry Hart again going to try and make something happen here through 1 and 2. He goes in a little hard, bobbles just a little bit. That gives the 31 machine a chance to pull away a little down the backstretch. Checker flag in hand this time through 3 and 4. Jessica Van Hall could be the spoiler here, but it will be the 31 machine picking up the win, followed by Larry Hart in the 7, and O'Leary comes home in 3rd. So again, strong run from Caleb O'Leary, starting in the 8th position. Comes home in the 3rd spot. So that will do it, race fan. That brings us up to intermission. If you'd like to get up and stretch your legs, do so. Grab something from the concession. Head on down to the souvenir booth. Grab up some racetrack goodies there as well. We will have a short intermission here before we get underway with our mini stock feature event. So lots and lots of money on the line for that late model show coming up tomorrow night. 24 cars will start the feature. Unfortunately, not much word yet of Americans making it over. Obviously, the COVID situation and the border has hindered a few of the regulars. Normally we would see the likes of Brian Roman, Rusty Schlenk, and a few of those guys making the trip from Michigan. Don't believe that's going to happen. It wasn't as of Wednesday, but things can change. That kind of money this late in the year, who knows what we could get, but lots of great late model action coming tomorrow night for the Brett Reome Memorial Feature, along with our Thunder Stocks and our Modifieds. But before we can get to tomorrow, we got to get through tonight. Mini stock feature on the racetrack, 20 laps the distance. I'm sure Matt Newell in the 26 looking for some redemption, came home 2nd in the first feature. Ryan Bulio in the 747 looking to get it done and keep rolling on that high after picking up his first feature win. Leroy Buscombe in the 71. He came home 3rd. He's starting in the 2nd row in that 71 machine. As he said, just happy to be back out at the racetrack after some issues earlier on this season. So looking forward to see if he can move up just a little bit for that top spot here in our Thunderstock feature event. As we mentioned, 20 laps the distance. Pretty much double what their standard feature is. So a little bit of longevity. These guys will have to work just a little bit longer, hold on to things just a little bit better. As they say, you can't win on the first lap. Side by side, nose to tail, they will crawl down the backstretch through 3 and 4, and we will be underway for our 20-lap mini stock feature. Final mini stock feature of the 2021 season. Glad you're with us to partake in the festivities. Who will come home on top? Ryan Beaulieu, Matt Newell on the front row, ready to go, green flag in hand, and we are ready to go. Some issues early on for the 71 machine. He's got some broken steering parts, so he will make his way hopefully to the infield. If not, he will looks like the caution may come out for the 71. So after a good strong finish in the first feature event, the 71 has some issues there on the front end of that machine. Front tire towed way in, and it was that way all through the corner. So something broke on the front end there for Leroy Buscombe, and he will have his feature race cut short. Good to need to get the wrecker on the front of that machine. Too bad for Leroy. Good looking machine there in the 71. So front end getting picked up there on the 71 machine. He will get towed off into the pits. That will cut his feature race short. We'll keep these guys lined up. We will get them back into their starting positions. Drivers will get lined up behind Matt Newell in the 26-hour race leader. They will come to the white this time. Just hearing on the radio, unfortunately for the 92 of Houston, he did not make the call for the initial green flag, so he won't get to start tonight's feature. Unfortunate for him. The 28 of O'Leary pulls that machine to the pits as well. So not sure what the issue's on the 28, but he has made his way to the pits. Everybody else rolling along behind race leader Matt Newell. Dylan Bonner in the N64, Ryan Beaulieu in the 747, the 64 car of Nick Erskine, and the 2M of Mark McDonald behind them in row number 2. Green flag in hand. We will get ready to fire it up one more time for our mini stock feature event. That time in the 26 with a good jump there on that start. He pulls out just a little bit, but the 747 and the N64 give chase. Track conditions still looking really, really good here tonight. The dampness in the air definitely helping keep the moisture in the racetrack, giving these guys a great surface to race on here. As Newell now has about 4 car lengths over Beaulieu in the 747. Good run by the 20M of Aiden Maynard. Aiden filling in tonight in the 20 machine. He's holding strong in that 4th position currently. Giving chase on the N64. Sorry, on the 2M, behind the 2M. So Aiden stepping from the flag stand behind the wheel. A different look for him here tonight. Having some fun in the 20M machine. Some issues there for Matt Newell as he has slowed down the front stretch. That opens the door for Beaulieu in the 747 to take that spot away. So some unfortunate circumstances there for the 26 of Matt Newell. Matt Newell makes it to the infield there, but some sort of mechanical issues. That car just died as he came out of turn number 4. So that gives the race lead to the 747 of Ryan Beaulieu. Coming off feature win earlier on, Dylan Bonner in the N64. Mark McDonald in the 2M. He is currently running in your 3rd position. Followed by Aiden Maynard and French in the 54 car. Aiden with a bit of an air conditioning situation going on there with the door missing. Creating a little bit of drag on the side of that 20 machine, but holding his ground there. Green flag in hand, we are ready to go back to racing here tonight. With the amped up 747 on the point, ready to bring him to green. Everybody down through 1 and 2. Maynard in the 20 machine now in that 3rd position. We got a 3-car battle for 4th. A little bit of smoke out of the 2M of McDonald. He started this run in the 2nd position, now has dropped back, battling for that 5th spot. Not much power out of there as the 64 heads by him. That is Erskine in the 64 machine. Beaulieu in the 747 continues his strong run here tonight at the point. 6 cars back to the N64. Who has Aiden Maynard in the 20M hot on his heels. French and Erskine battling hard for that 4th spot. And just as we say that, Maynard in the 20 has slowed down the front stretch as well. See if he can make his way to the infield. McDonald in the 2M, he is also making his way to the infield in that 2M machine. So 2 down on that lap here. As our leader now closes in on the tail of the J2 of James Kelly. So now we've got a battle shaping up for that 3rd position between French and Erskine as they come down across the stripe side by side. Down into 1 and 2. Erskine in the 64 machine takes that 3rd spot away. J2 of James Kelly, he goes by. That machine doesn't sound well. He's just trying to get this thing to the finish. Julio puts a lap on him. As French in the 54, he now makes his way to the infield, so cars starting to drop like flies here. Endurance definitely a bit of an issue. That puts Erskine in the 64 machine, strongly in that third position, a long way back to Mansell in the 5X in fourth. So we are down inside 5 laps to go here. 5 laps this time by for race leader Beaulieu. Things now spread out quite a bit around the racetrack. We'll see if Beaulieu can hold on and endure to get it done here the second time tonight in the 747. Dylan Bonner runs second. Nick Erskine in the 64 runs third. J2 of James Kelly slows even more down this back stretch. Looks like he's going to make the hard right turn off in turn number 3 to the pits. So another one bites the dust here as caution comes out. Caution will come out. So that will bunch these guys up with 3 laps left to go. Beaulieu, Bonner, and Erskine. 1, 2, 3. 3 laps left to go before we decide tonight's mini stock feature winner. Definitely been a long season, a lot of wear and tear on some of these race cars all season long. Some of them biting the dust, but out front though, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, Beaulieu and the Team Cuz gang. Lots of wrenching experience as we've got a good battle shaping up now for the lead. Beaulieu, Erskine in the 64, Bonner in the N64. Erskine now to the back stretch right on the bumper of our leader, looking to make the move as we close down in the final laps here. One more time around the track. Beaulieu, can't even say the name anymore. Amped up 747, trying to hold on. Erskine with a move to the inside, can't get it done. Down the back stretch they go. Erskine to the outside will be a bonsai move through 3 and 4 to see if he can get it done. This one's going to come right down to the wire, but it will be the... I have no idea. Right down to the wire. Well, race fans, it was the 747 of Ryan Beaulieu getting the win. So congratulations to Ryan Beaulieu and the whole 747 team for back-to-back feature wins here tonight. Always a great way to finish off the season. So 30-lap Thunder Stock feature event ready to go. Steve Shaw, Jake Hooker on the front row. Lots of fast cars behind him. This one should definitely be action-packed all the way through the entirety of these 30 laps. So on a regular night, we would have a 20-lap feature, so an extra 10 could definitely make the difference. We've got a big car count, big field of cars on hand here tonight. Just got to get the 54 of French pushed off. Going to take one more lap around, get a little bit of TV time there as he heads down the front stretch. Bad luck for him. Chris French in the 54. So a few different drivers making the trip to victory lane so far this season. Dave Bailey, Kyle Wirt, Steve Shaw, Todd Shaw also a victor here, not making the call tonight. So lots of good drivers, lots of heavy hitters in the top 10 here to get this show started. Probably the first half of this feature could be very interesting the first few laps. We'll see how it plays out here. 30 laps the distance. Jake Hooker, Steve Shaw on the front row, ready to go fire it up for our West Side Performance Thunder Stock feature. Yellow out, caution out on the racetrack. Got some issues early on for the 43 of Gerald Martin. He's got a right rear flat. He will take that thing into the pit, see if he can get it changed. So all kinds of action on lap number 1. Bit of bent up sheet metal there. On that 30 machine, a little bit of contact between her and Gerald Martin as Gerald was trying to make his way to the infield. Nowhere for the 30 to go. So she's got some bent up sheet metal from Laura Othgay has on the front of her number 30 machine. Caution still out as we get things sorted out here. See if that sheet metal becomes an issue there on the front end of the 30 as it dangles down the side. Drivers doubling up behind race leader Steve Shaw one more time around before we cut him loose. Bailey and Wirt. Not quite sure if we didn't get the memo. Drivers were doubled up behind there, but we're going to give them one more time around, so we'll get these guys lined back up. The 43 machine back on the racetrack, got that tire changed up, but a bit of smoke out the back of that car. Keep an eye on that one. Again, drivers doubling up behind race leader Steve Shaw. This time we will come to green. Steve Shaw, Dave Bailey, Kyle Wirt, 1, 2, 3. Green flag in hand and back to racing we go. Well, that lap in the books. Shaw, Bailey, and Wirt continue to roll on here. Souk gets a little squirrely in turn number 2. Keeps the point in the right direction. We'll stay green as things continue on. Smolder's now in 4th. Plazinga in 5th. Our leaders already working the back of the field here. That, I believe, is the 02H of Bob Hill. Everybody by Hill, not much changing. Bailey on the bumper of Shaw, but we still have lots and lots of racing left to go here. Caution out, we've got a car going sideways and squirrely over there in turn number 2. That's the 93 car. Calvin Fox having some issues on that lap, gets her turned sideways over there in the corner. That will bring out the caution. Bunch these guys back up one more time. Are back underway right off the bat. Bailey and Wirt door to door. All kinds of action up front there between Wirt, Smolders, Klazinga, and Schwedick. Moore and Hooker now looking up into the mix, Brady as well, so lots of action all the way back behind our leaders here. Quite a good feature shaping up. Steve Shaw still your leader, followed by Dave Bailey, and then a few cars back to the gaggle of cars behind them. Wirt runs in third. So 23 Thunder stocks start a feature, and these guys are giving it all they've got. So far, things going like crazy here. Got a slow car down the front stretch, splitting drivers. Everybody by so far, so good. So Shaw and Bailey start to pull away from the field just a little bit, about 10 cars back to Wirt in the 19, and then Klazinga. Drivers using every lane on the racetrack here as well, high and low all over the place. Lots of room to run. Like we said, track conditions holding up really, really well here tonight, giving these guys a great, fast racetrack. Authier in the 30 machine looks to go a lap down now. We've got smoke out of the back of the 49 machine. That could be the end of the night for Bailey in the 49. Heavy, heavy smoke. So that is going to bring out the caution, and that will do it for Dave Bailey in the 49 machine. Definitely not the finish he was looking for as he comes to a stop down there just on the entrance of turn number 1. Once again, down the backstretch they go. They will come to green. Shaw, Wirt, and Klazinga. Still anyone's game. Lots of racing left to go here in our Thunder Stock feature. Little bobble there from Wirt out of turn number 2. That opens the door for Klazinga. Now Smolders to the inside of Wirt, trying to get that third position away. Schwedick in the 53 also battling up in there. All kinds of action going on up front. 3 wide down through 1 and 2. Hooker falls off just a little bit as DeMoore moves to the outside of him for that 6th position. We've all got some smoke now out of the 21 of Smolders. So not sure if things getting ugly for that machine as well. Lots of smoke as he heads down the backstretch. Looks like another one bites the dust as the 21 of Smolders. He comes to a stop over there in turn number 2. Slow down the backstretch he goes now. Lots of smoke out the back of that machine and some fire. So we've got a fire under the Smolders machine. We also get a car up and over. So as the red and caution flag was coming out, Russo in the 47B gets upside down. So Mitchell out of the car. Mitchell Brusso in the 47. He is out of the car. He's okay. Some issues there with Joey Brusso. Joey is Mitchell's father. He's not happy with the 92 machine over there, so that's not good. Not the way he wants to handle things here tonight. So I get tempers can flare, but definitely not the way to handle things on the racetrack there. Like I said, Mitchell Brusso, he is out of the car. Mitchell Brusso, okay, the youngster hasn't had a great season, plagued with bad luck all season, and it ends on an even worse note here. He's going to make a quick trip in the ambulance just to make sure he is okay, but out of the car under his own power. Well, race fans, we are back and ready to get underway one more time around here for our Thunderstock feature. Things cleaned up, track looking good, ready to go. Steve Shaw, still your race leader in the 96. Klazinga and Wirt battling behind him for that second and third position. Still lots of feature left to go. We have 17 laps to go here before we crown our Thunderstock champion tonight. 18 cars remain here as we continue on. Green flag in hand, Steve Shaw your leader. Thunderstock feature back to action. This time back for Steve Shaw as he continues to lead over Klazinga and Wirt. Wirt bobbles just a little bit. That opens the door for Swedick in the 53 machine. He takes that third position away. Hooker in the 1A now looks to the outside of Wirt in that fifth position. A little bit of smoke out of that 36 machine of Alan Rio. I'm not sure if that's a tire rub or some more technical issues for one of these drivers. Could just be a tire rub as that car rolls over through the corners. As we continue on. Caution out as we've got a tire headed through the infield. That off the 16 machine of Burke. Sorry, Scott Suit. One more time, Shutterman with green flag in hand. We are going to cut these guys loose one more time. 13 laps left to go here in our Thunderstock feature. In the 53 now looks to the inside of Klazinga for that second position as they head down into 1 and 2. Hooker in the 1A machine now to the outside as he started to make his way through the field with Kevin DeMore in the 39 machine on his back bumper. Brady in the 444 hard into the corner. He gets sideways, collects a couple cars with him. That will bring out the caution. So we will get these guys wound up one more time. That all started with the 444 machine. He got a little squirrely over there in turn number 4. So nose to tail one more time. We will bring them down the backstretch, try and cut these guys loose and continue on here. 11 laps to go in this Thunderstock feature event. Shaw, Plazinga, and Schwedick back to green. Laps left to go as we've got a car on the backstretch. That is Kyle Wirt. Wirt in the 19 machine. Got a little squirrely after some contact between the 1A machine, who got sideways in 1 and 2. Down to just 10 laps here to decide our winner here for the Thunder Stock feature event. And again, it is Shaw, Plazinga, and Schwedick as we go back to green. So Shaw starts to pull away just a little bit from Schwedick, who now runs in that second position. Somebody with some backfire action as they head into 1 and 2. We continue on now, 7 laps to go here. Plazinga now looks to the inside of Schwedick, trying to take away that second position. Good battle there. Caution out, as we've got another one down the front stretch and another loose tire. This time it's Marcel Gaudet in the 72G. He manages to drag that rear end into the infield there after losing that tire. Doubled up behind the leader, getting ready to come back to green. Nothing changing up front though. Before we can get a lap in, we've got a bunch of cars around again over in turn number 2. The race monitor app, so you can keep track of scoring and timing here at the racetrack, and that is exactly how I know that we have been an hour now to run this Thunderstock feature. Everybody through 1 and 2 this time. So far, so good. Down the backstretch they go. Plazinga and Schwedick battle for that second position. Shaw still smooth out front in the 96, though, continues to lead. At this point, it sounds silly, but I hope these drivers have enough fuel to get through these last 5 laps. Sure if there's some kind of moisture or something happening over there in 1 and 2, but a lot of these drivers having issues. That time Wilson and the 30 both getting sideways through 1 and 2, I should say. Schwedick and DeMoore that time both clean through there as they head to the front. Steve Shaw will get the 2 laps to go sign this time. White flag out, finally down to 1 more lap to go here tonight. Steve Shaw, your race leader. Shaw, Klazinga, and Schwedick. 1, 2, 3. That will finally do it here for our Thunder Stock feature. Well, we are finally down to our final feature of the night. Great Lakes Gymnastics mini mods on the racetrack for their 20-lap feature event. Dylan Bonner, Austin Pickering on the front row. Again, not too sure who is in the 3191. If it is Austin, I believe it is tonight. As Marcel Godet on the hook makes his way to the pits. So we will get him nose to tail one more time. Finally here, ready to go for our mini mod feature. Bonner and Pickering on the front row. 16 cars ready to do battle here in this 20-lap mini mod feature. To close it out for the mini mods this season. It has been an eventful season for sure, lots of great racing action, and I'm sure this feature will be no exception as we are underway. So far, so good. Lap number 1, we see the 31 machine across the line first with Dylan Bonner in the N64. Behind him as caution comes out as we've got a couple cars around in turn number 4. Looks like Larry Hart in the 7 has a right rear flat on that machine as he makes his way through the infield. I'm sure try and limp that thing to the pits. Rick Ballison in the 21 also gathered up there as well. Again, Mark Fallon with that 77 tribute on the side of his machine there for Mr. Riom. Mini mod's not running tomorrow night, so Fallon doing his part there in that green and blue machine, green and white machine. Just about ready to go, getting them lined up. Allison, the 21 to the tail for causing that caution. Green flag in hand. We will be ready to go back to racing. This time out of turn number 4. Well, so far so good that lap. As I say that, we've got a couple around over there in turn number 2. That will bring out the caution as we've got the 62 of Harley Hornick, as well as the 29 of Johnson involved over in that corner. So troubles continue over there in 1 and 2 as we've got another couple cars around. Once again, want to give a big shout out to Joel and Audrey and all the gang at Great Lakes Gymnastic for jumping on board this season to sponsor the mini mod division. Do appreciate all they've done, and if you do have any questions about their programs, make sure you hit them up in Chatham. Some open gyms, some camps, some things of that nature. Great Lakes Gymnastics Club. Check them out in Chatham. Haregers, Pickering, and Bonner ready to go back to green here in our mini mod feature event. Haregers still leads, Bonner second, Pickering third, O'Leary still running strong in that 4th position. Drivers currently running about 18, 19 second lap times here. That time it was an 8:86 for the 31 machine. Continues to lead, stretching it out a little bit. The top 3 starting to space out just a little bit. Actually, about the top 6, the only battle really going on at the moment was between the 21 and the 16 car, but they start to spread out a little bit. Now we've got Fallon and Underwood battling a little bit further back as well. 12 laps to go, things rolling along here. Our leaders work up on the back of Jessica Van Hall. They will put that car a lap down. As O'Leary now looks to the inside of Pickering. Good battle shaping up for that 3rd position. Pickering strong off of 2 with O'Leary has a bit of a push, so that doesn't help things as they dive down into 3 and 4. Halfway that time by for the 31 machine. O'Leary again to the inside of Pickering, trying to take away that spot. Down into 1 and 2 they go. Pickering on the high side, O'Leary smooth through the bottom with a good run out of 2, down on the inside. Down the backstretch they go into 3 and 4 as our leaders continue to work through some lap traffic, getting into some heavy traffic now. JD Hack in the 14, he slides his way into the infield. We've got 2 or 3 cars, a little bit of contact there that time. That makes allows the N64 to close in there right to the rear bumper of the 31. Down the backstretch they go, a few more cars in front. Fallon, Turkington, and Underwood about to go a lap down here to our leaders. Both of our leaders continue to run the bottom line on the racetrack. both drivers threading the needle here through lap traffic. Marshall Horregers gets through clean. Now Bonner up and over hard down the backstretch. He goes, tumbles hard. Red flag out as Bonner goes hard down the backstretch. Climb the wall, a little bit of contact there on that high side. Nowhere for him to go. He got caught up, sucked into the wall, and that was it. Up and over he went as safety officials over there now checking out the situation. That car tore up pretty good, so they will take just a minute to assess the driver there before anything happens. Hard contact down the backstretch wall. As Bonner is climbing out. Give him a hand, Vance. Bonner climbing out of the race car. Definitely got his bell rung on that one, so he will take a trip in the ambulance here. A little shaky as he climbs out, obviously. Safety devices doing their work that time. I know one of the drivers with the Hans device, all the belts, all the whistles, good to go. Moving his neck, moving his head and shoulders, everything good, so he'll take a quick trip there. As he walks over to the ambulance, always a good sign, but that car is tore up, that is for sure. Good catch by Nick up on the top of the tower there. Caught that one all the way down the backstretch. So probably about the worst wreck we've seen here so far this season. We've had some rollovers, but not like that. Tumbling and diving down the backstretch. Tons of bent up sheet metal, chassis bent, everything just bent and tore up. So try and get that one picked up on the back of the wrecker. So we were getting down inside of 6 laps to go here in our final feature of the evening. All right, race fans, I do apologize, but we are going to call it as a night here. We've got some issues in the pits as well that need to be dealt with that are a little more severe than things on the racetrack, so that is going to do it. I do apologize. We were just past the halfway point, so that is going to do it. Thank you for coming out tonight. I apologize for it being so eventful. We hope to catch you back here tomorrow night. I'm used to saying next weekend. Tomorrow night we are back here once again at Southern Ontario Motor Speedway for the Brett Rio Memorial Shootout. Please drive home safe, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon.